Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number 1502-613 oil rubbed bronze hinge pin doorstop is what this is. And I have one here for you to review, and I have one removed from the packaging so we can take a look at that. This is a hinge pin doorstop. This is a common classic design. There are two that you'll see all the time. This is the one that's considered heavy duty, even though it's residential in its application. You really wouldn't use this on a commercial door, in my opinion, and quite frankly, a hinge pin doorstop is only used when there's no other choice to stop a door. Putting the stress on the door and the casing itself or the frame itself is, in my opinion, not the elegant way to stop a door. However, again, there are times when there's no other option. Consider this. You've got a half bath. Door opens and literally does not allow to get open to a certain degree of opening, say 110 degree, before it would physically hit the commode. Maybe it's a 10 light door and it's all opaque glass that's there. The door and the frame have not been prepped for a concealed overhead doorstop, nor does the client want to invest in the time and the money to do that. And they'll say, you know what, give me a hinge pin doorstop. That's a situation where you might use one of these. The advantage of this type is that it's flexible in terms of the size of hinge that it can accommodate. This will go from your typical 3.5 inch size hinge all the way up to a 4.5 inch hinge standard weight you'll be able to fit through here. I do want to demonstrate that capability for you. I'm going to get the proper tool. And I've loosened that screw with a screwdriver so that I could manipulate the unit out a bit. Opening it or closing it obviously affects the degree of opening, or I should say the degree at which you're going to stop the unit. I'm going to loosen that screw. The ID, and we're talking about the size of hinge pins that you can stick through this, the ID with the plastic bushing, the ID of the plastic bushing is 0.237. 0.237. Now, a lot of people are going to remove that plastic bushing because they're going to stick through that a pin that you'll have for a 4.5 inch commercial grade hinge. Standard weight, but commercial grade hinge. The ID of that hole, 0.318. 0.318. So if you put a caliper onto your existing hinge pin, you're going to know what you'll be able to put through there. And honestly, I've even had people that have slightly reamed that hole out with a drill bit to even stick something thicker through there. Obviously, I would never recommend that, and I've been clear about my consideration of hinge pin doorstops being a last option, but nonetheless, sometimes they're required. So, setting this, you're going to be able to accommodate, approximately an 80 degree stop. If this is 0, this looks like it's about 80 degree. Graduated points where there's a little nub that will seat into the hole at those 5 different locations, all the way out to the last position, which is going to give you 120 degree perhaps, something in that range. Just guessing by what that looks like. These are generally installed on the top hinge. I don't see why you couldn't put it somewhere else, except that maybe putting it up higher is a smarter idea because projecting hardware off of a door might be a hazard, and you might want the projecting hardware to be up further away from potential conflict or contact with people or things. Available in different finishes. 605 for polished brass. This is the 613 finish. They would say that that's oil rubbed bronze. 619 for satin nickel. 620 for antique nickel. And then you're going to deal with 626 for satin chrome. Okay. There is a link below this video to a document called Template, where you will be able to pull up the dimensional drawing of the item. And let's go over that now. You can see that you're about 2 5/16 approximately, or maybe 2 11/32 overall width of the item. These tips are removable. These tips are replaceable. You can reach out to us and we can supply you these replacement tips for these items. Okay. Thickness of this, where it's going to go through the hinge, looks like it's about 5/16. And obviously your hinge pin is going to sit on top of here, and it will be slightly shorter going through the knuckles of the hinge. Not an issue to be concerned with at all. It does have an overall width that they call out there of about 2 31/32, but it would seem to me that that's dependent on, you know, where you have it set. The drawing appears to show it set to its minimum degree of opening. Okay. I've explained when you use it, why you use it, with what it's compatible. I've talked about it's not the greatest option, but sometimes it's the only option. The name Donjo is synonymous with trim and auxiliary hardware. And furthermore, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Donjo products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog and all of the subsection product catalogs. If you know Donjo for anything, you probably know them for latch protectors and their door reinforcing wraparound plates. But when you look through the rest of the catalog, you'll see a full complement of trim and auxiliary hardware. They have a relatively petite footprint in the industry when compared against other companies, but they know what they do it well, they are prompt, reliable, predictable, they're excellent folks to deal with, and if they make a mistake, which does happen on great, rare occasion, they rectify it immediately. And they do a great job with that. Once every 6 months, they send something in the wrong color, honest mistake, we're getting it out right away. You know, and that's all, you know, that's really all you can ask for, short of, anyway, mistakes happen, and rectifying it immediately is a good position. If you have any questions on the Donjo number 1502 and a 613 finish, or any other Donjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.